50. Yeah, I got it. Okay. So now, if I get this back over here, so I only have one button to push.
Technology is the bane of our existence.
There. Yeah. So, and this is just, you know, choosing the tool to use. And then we've got, and then this is the little table you saw before. Looking at sample size, how big should your size be for these things, percentage-wise of your group? Sampling methods, which you guys will all know. And then we go into the tools. Now, every one of the tools has this. It starts with a description of the tool. It goes to the purpose of the tool, benefits to be derived, using the tool, and then it talks about the precautions. Because you can make a mistake with every one of them. There are things, there are pitfalls you don't want to fall into. So every single tool has that, the description, the purpose, the benefits, the use, and the precautions. And this is about a 30-page document of these things, so this will get sent to you all. And for my part now, I'd like to just be a group member of this dialogue. Everybody agree? We can probably turn, well, I can leave this on if people want. So, any comments, questions? Yeah.
So you've used this in a lot of different different settings. Do you notice in terms of the culture or in terms of the conditions whether or not it works better or worse? Now I'm thinking of this to use in a particular situation that I have currently, but we talked about local U.S. urban circumstances. So I'm wondering if you have a sense. I know we're not supposed to say it, but you often use this in the third world, right?
Did, but I also used it in UN headquarters. I don't know what world that is.
Fourth world.
Fourth world, okay. We had, it was interesting because we had a Japanese Assistant Director General called me in one day and he said, you know, Ron, we have a whole bunch of directors and, you know, they're all PhDs and reasonably advanced ages and very set in their ways. And we want to find out what we can do with these people regarding gender inclusion in their organizations and departments. And we had a great time, actually. Had some real hard cases there, let me tell you. Real hard cases. But yes, you can use it here, Tom, because what I do is I approach it as though I'm learning from them. And this is how I'm asking them to participate. And I was thinking of things, if you had, you know, how would I do this if my concern was the time lapse between when I sent my suppliers a request and when I got a response from them and when things got back? What would I do about that? And I said, you know, one of the things I thought I could do was I could go in for them, all right, and timeline our operation. Because, you know, when you look at, okay, he wrote me this on the 20th of November, and I'll get it out when I can. But the person never sees the whole thing set down. Where, I mean, why did it take 4.5 weeks to get that thing out? So yes, in this world that we live in, I think it will work. I don't think anyone is antagonistic to learning if you give them the stick.
one follow-up, and that is, in terms of practicing this, is it like playing with matches? Can we just read the book and go into it and do it, or are we going to blow stuff up?
That's why the precautions are in there. Now, and that's a very good question. What we used to do with, and I'll give you a little bit of a thing. I was one of a handful of people that formed at the Food and Agricultural Organization headquarters in Rome, what's known as the PRA-PLA network. And we were totally voluntary. The organization tried to make us official because they did not like these ad hoc groups existing under their umbrella. And they tried, and we just basically said, but if we all walk out the door, what are you making official? There's nothing here but us, and we're all volunteers. And so they backed off. We had 2 German ADGs who supported us, and so we became an official, unofficial group. And then we said, but we want training. And they actually paid for it. FAO paid for it. And that's where we brought IIED to Rome, Italy. And they held school for us. And we got our training. So you can do it. Now what we did, we practiced on ourselves. All right? When there was a tool that I wanted to use, I would get 4 or 5 people together and I would exercise it on them. And, you know, you and employees can be very good at playing dumb. They can act like a farmer from any country you want, okay? And so, and that's how we did. We tried to imagine what would happen. Now, we did have some very good experiences with the school that IIED put us through. And we had some astounding results in that thing. Because we went out and did practice sessions with each other, with local people. And we had a group that went, how many people have been to Rome, Italy? Are you familiar with the Rose Garden up on the Aventine Hills? Right next to Circo Massimo, there's the Rose Garden up on the Aventine. They went up and ran an exercise with the gardeners in the Rose Garden. It was hilarious. Because, you know, what we had was, they asked them to map Rome.